I'm already getting emotional before I even say this. For those that might have previously listened to some of my Resilience Queued videos or seen the posts on social media, I talk about resilience, I talk about powering our mind, body and spirit, but I also talk about masculinity and the narrative around masculinity that we as men need to take control of. We need to own that because those that own it don't really, it's for their own gain, right? The large organizations, the individuals, the narrative that they have and grasp that they have masculinity that have gripped our men, our young men, our boys, and so on, isn't for our benefit, it's for their benefit. And many of us as men have fallen prey to that, right? For a while, I, like just about every guy out there, has done that at some point in my life, and some point in their life. But my message here is, don't believe the hype around masculinity. Don't believe the hype that there aren't any male role models out there who are living a version of masculinity as was meant to be, right? As historically was the case when we lived just like some of the African traditions like Ubuntu, where we were there to support, love and take care of each other, where our leaders led with compassion, with love, with an open heart, with understanding for everyone. The reason why I was talking about welling up was because a couple of days ago at the weekend, a guy passed away, Rob Burrow. Rob Burrow, he was a rugby league player, played all his rugby for Leeds Rhinos here in the UK. He passed away from Motor Neurone Disease. I think he retired in 2016. Yeah, maybe 2016. Yeah, I think it was 2016. And then a few years after retiring, he got the diagnosis that he's got MND, Motor Neurone Disease. And then, but even with that diagnosis, he still was brave. He was still strong, as much as any man could be. He was 5'4", right? Playing rugby league with some giants of men, 6'4", 6'6". So, some of the guys were a good 2 feet taller than him, and wide, built like brick houses, as the, as the saying goes. But yet still, he stood tall among those giants of men, physical giants. Made his own way, made his own path, made a name for himself. That alone is an inspiration, or should be an inspiration to all of us, despite all the challenges. He could have looked at that sport and said, no, it's not for me. But he made it his own and made a name for himself. And then with his diagnosis, and now in his death, he has made an even bigger name for himself. He's had an impact on the Motor Neurone Disease community. He's raised so much money alongside his great pal, Kevin Sinfield, who I may do another post on as well about, because of the courage that he's shown to his friend, and to all of us as to, what you can do in face of adversity, what resilience is. Resilience isn't just about adversity. Resilience is kind of, how you live your life. Rob lived his life resiliently. And even in his diagnosis, he still lived resiliently. He still wanted to do stuff for others. He still wanted to make sure that he contributed something to the narrative around motor neurone disease, and in doing that he also contributed something to the narrative around what masculinity is and what it should be, or what it could be. So there have been so many tributes paid to Rob over the last couple of days by Kevin Sinfield and others, and there's a video that he recorded, and that was the bit that just really got me. Just listen to it again. He recorded a video that was only due to be released after he died, and he used those words in it. And he talks about, in a world full of adversity, how we should not waste a moment of it, how we should live our lives as best as we possibly can. So, yeah, that's the message for all of us, for me, for all of us, right? Let's live life. That doesn't mean going out partying, whatever, crazy and going silly, right? Because most of that is distraction, right? But let's really get to the heart of what living is. Let's really get to the heart of what masculinity is and being a man in today's society. All right, bless up and my love. Peace.